ever. This is the time for game number 1 of Bigatron Alpha versus Geek Fam.
A deathly combination, the Loyi and the Kaja. For the man we know for his Kajas, Beloyski. Definitely going to be very, very scary on the Divine Judgment. I think in the regular season we can draw parallels to how Yeskiel and Yaoi are used to playing this Loyi Kaja combo. You get so many ways of creativity to flank with the Loyi diversion to send that Kaja.
And here you're seeing that underrated element from the chip. The global pressure is great, the card control is great, but the early game pressure though, whoa, so Rizzo!
Forcing out a flicker early on.
Already a burn to the flicker, and Chorizo still has that sentry to get away. Very, very aggressive BTR just invading the jungles.
That's what you want to do on the Barats, and that's exactly what they're able to get. Mid-control, even the XP, the Masha, struggling a bit against that CC early. Not level 4 just yet. Superkin wants to go for more. Oh, pulls Ray back. Moreno's there to follow it up. Ray still able to sustain for a bit, but Chorizo is rotating as well. Ray gonna be first blood. Chorizo takes the first kill.
Already, Rashi, you can see the downside of picking a Masha in this early game.
Well, there's that, but there's also the spammable nature of the heroes of Bigatron. I was talking earlier about this chip and how often he can just spam out this skill that does damage and shields himself as well. In that fight, you can see that everyone, including Supercan, have just so much more spells available, so much shorter cooldowns compared to the members of Geek Fam, and that's how they were able to just be forced, pull it away. Supercan now trying to go for an invade. Ray, they're gonna be forced to try and go for something.
Retribution though, used up by Superken. He's a level ahead and he has no interest on the turtle so far. He's actually staying around, going to the mid lane now. But then now rotating finally to the turtle.
We finally see the prime example of why BTR was so good in the regular season, just choking everyone on the opposing side. They know that they have the early game advantage, and right away capitalize on that. Perfect objectives, no contest whatsoever. Ray has been having a hard time in this match.
Beloyski, no flicker still, and Chorizo want to utilize this lane prio. Bigatron Alpha in the enemy jungle, just conquering, not letting Ray get farm. Trying to take everything, even the orange buff now. Beloyski gonna be stunned up by Kiesel, able to dash out to safety. Supercan's retry is back up, and they will be able to steal this orange buff with no contest.
Without the Divine Judgment, there's no way for Geek to really threaten anything, any kind of pickoff right there. And again, the tempo here from Bigatron is so fast, so oppressive. And this is before the chip's portal is even in the picture. This is gonna get even worse the longer the game goes. As we take a look at the talent prediction by the Samsung Galaxy series. A bit of banter here from the Indonesian desk.
Bit of banter from us, 3-0.
You said 5-0. I know your prediction.
I was kind of disappointed they didn't put it 5-0.
Diversion. Oh, just to the bottom lane. Oh, they pull him on. Straight with a Divine Judgment. Beloyski goes. And that flicker too. 1-1 on the board.
Gotta be a bit more careful next time. Amon definitely overstaying his welcome. He has to count the possibility of diversion coming out of nowhere with the global presence.
Fortunately for him, the wave is pushing in his direction, so he will be trying to just be annoying right here with Supercan. But Amon himself, I guess he felt a bit more comfortable, a bit more safe, because he went for the tenacity and the firmness, but now Supercan already doing Supercan things.
Stealing it away. Ray tried to outsmart Superken or out-retry him. Retrying early, but it only enables Superken with that advantage to keep that advantage going. Now, 3 levels ahead of Ray.
How do you solve this, Arashi? The fact that Baras just coming out of nowhere in every part of jungle from Ray, and you don't really have enough resources in this early of a game to pretty much punish that.
It's just the difference in the roam presence. The Kaja, of course, can do some damage, can provide some utility, but the chip we've seen, with the skills, technically being aggressive and defensive at the same time, he just has a bit more of an edge when it comes to those early game fights. I think if Geek Fam can stall the game a bit longer, get some more items, a boy, for instance, already with the enchanted talisman, will be doing a lot more damage right here. And we know how terrifying the Loyi can be, but look at Key!
Shortcut onto Beloyski, can't go for the Divine Judgment, terrified Moreno! Steals the Divine Judgment away to pull Chadera, and a man picks up a double kill. Superken, a missed Detina's welcome, but he's done the job, zoning a boy and Ray. Now trying to zone Ray from this turret for a possible turret take. Look at Luke though. instantly shoving up top, trying to get a trade as well. Ray, I don't think he'll be able to really look for that bait for that Spear of Destruction, but they were able to defend that turret.
Extremely strategic, extremely robotic the way they execute these team fights. They know their strength and they play it to their favor. Bigatron Alpha, they know. They want to get their revenge after what happened in the last season's playoffs.
They're trying to make sure that they have full control right here. Oh, diversion though. Spotted.
Oh my god. Flicker Divine Judgment. Baloyski finds Moreno. A bit of revenge for stealing his Divine Judgment earlier.
It looks quite bad when Ken is on the bush, but it's Baloyski, man. He knows where everyone is, and right away flickers towards the preferred target.
But look at the result though. It was and how fast they're pushing. The control is very much in the hands of Bigatron, and you can see an inkling of what they're trying to do. They won't be going to invade for the jungle of Ray again just yet. They're looking towards the mid lane right here, and they're putting a lot of presence, a lot of emphasis in trying to protect Eman right here. This is where in the mid game, with some items, this carry can do a lot of damage. Key is just making sure that no diversion, crazy play will happen for now.
Now, they're just waiting for the power spike, I believe, from Luke, because so far, he's just nowhere to be seen in every team fight. Oh, he hasn't died yet, but Eman,
Diversion into the bottom lane. The short kill can be placed as well, but Eman will lose his life. Now Moreno joins in the fray. Chorizo trying to look for some damage. Super Ken going back as well. Chorizo finding Baloy. Luke chasing down Key, who is concealed. The flicker as well. And the thunderclap with the Spear of Destruction finds its mark. Luke now going to be poked down by Chorizo as he pops into Vengeance to deny any possible further trades from Chadera. 2 for 2.
That's unfortunate for Eman. Going into that bush, that faithful bush, as the diversion comes in.
What do we call that bush?
What do we call that bush, Mirko?
Kumar bush.
That Kumar bush. Man, Key tried his best to try and follow up, to try and go for a knock-up to save Eman, but it just wasn't enough. But it's a great response from Bigatron to at least equalize. But the fact that they lost their gold laner puts Bigatron just a little bit in a setback. But considering the full control, doesn't matter.
Chadera not walking into a bush, but almost walking to his demise. Chorizo pulled down by Baloy. With a Divine Judgment, no Vengeance to be used. It's a big shutdown, a bounty for a boy.
Oh, finally something to work with. Geek Fam finding a kill from the engage from Bigatron Alpha, but Arashi so far, 3 objectives. We don't see this very often. 3 no contests from Geek Fam on the Turtles.
I mean, can you blame them with how Bigatron is playing? They can still do the same exact thing continuously until Chadera starts ramping up in damage, because he needs to be able to actually shred through Super Can. That's a very early Winter Truncheon from Moreno though, hinting at maybe an attempt at making a play. But for now, Bigatron, they have to just be careful with their positioning and the formation, because the Super Can is in the front. Look at this, reading armor, along with the blade armor already. He can just stand there and tank up a lot of damage. Now, diversion though. Spotted out.
Yep. A lot of respect for Luke and also Chadera.
Boy still has that flicker. He did bait out the CC ult though.
Yeah, 2 blade armors from Bigatron Alpha, trying to counter those basic attacks coming in from Geek Fam. And also, I believe Eman is on his way towards Wind of Nature. It's gonna be harder for Chadera and Luke, especially if you're gonna go all in on these heroes. More wall to bypass, more wall to be jumped on. Meanwhile,
Diversion. And the conceal Baloyski has the flicker, goes in! Winter Truncheon by Moreno! And he flickers out to safety! Now it's gonna be Key with a re-engage, but Ray stops him in his tracks. Meanwhile, the back, Luke jumping in with a thunderclap, Ray finding Key. Death to his welcome, Eman versus the world with Super Ken. Baloyski's still gonna be able to survive, and Ray finds an Appraiser's Wrath. Eman cannot deal with him, and it's a win for Geek Fam. It's a 3-4-1.
a battle of isolation, Arashi. Luke just doing work in the backline. Meanwhile, Ken, he can't really do anything. He has no damage. He has no business to be there when there's no follow-up whatsoever.
It was looking quite okay with Ken being backed up by Eman, but unfortunately, Eman trying to hit over the wall with a short range on the carry. And of course, the Winter Truncheon from Moreno, expecting a play, trying to deny it, but almost like overthinking it, outplaying himself in that engagement. With the Lord up though, immediately Bigatron, they're the ones pulling the trigger, trying to initiate this Lord Dance. Geek Fam, they spotted out though, and now this is the Lord Dance that Geek Fam is just notorious for doing.
Uh-oh.
In the back, there's a flank by Key. He gets suppressed. The Divine Judgment is used up, and now gets to this welcome, finding Ray. Iman picks it up. Now a 3-man stun as they get tied up as well, but Tadera is still free hitting. Meanwhile, Iman doing the same thing, gets caught in the dispersion and the rotation. A boy cannot follow through. Bigatron will be happy with that trade. A Lord, another diversion. Joe Moreno steals the Divine Judgment, not able to use it. Gets zoned away, and it's Geek Fam who are on the chase. Finds a tier 1 in the mid lane.
The hardest part of playing against a Luo Yi, you gotta stay on your toes for those diversion plays out of nowhere.
This is the tough part about Bigatron's composition right now. Earlier, they were able to just send Super Ken in the front, let him tank everything, and let Key to be a lot more active around the map. Now with the Lords coming up, these objectives that can't be ignored, you're seeing that Super Ken has to stay near the Lord, and Key is the one face checking. But now look at that Geek Fam.
Going on to Beloisi with a stun as well. No shortcut yet. A boy gets pulled back. No flicker right into Detina's mouth. Eman's still able to kite back now. Luke with a thunderclap only onto Super Ken. But the Divine Judgment used up as well, and Eman is still free hitting. Geek Fam forced back. The Lord still marching down in the bottom lane. Bigatron Alpha now trying to get more value with that neutral objective.
3-item power spike for Chidera though. The fact that the Divine Judgment was available for Moreno and he wasn't able to use it says a lot, but now going for the turret still. Bigatron trying to push the aggression knowing that a boy won't be up, the main wave control tool.
And now Beloiski's the one that gets pulled back by the Divine Judgment. Ray tries to stop that from happening. Chidera though, doing a good job at clearing and also dealing damage in the back. He spots out the diversion, but Iman still will be thunderclap. Luke with a flicker, and now one last scratch. Moreno running for the hills, trying to deal damage, pops into Winter Truncheon, but gets recalled on and sliced down by Ray.
Mai Shiranui popping off in Mpl Indonesia Season 13. Oh man, what a play from Luke, what a chase, and right now it's 4v1. They can capitalize this really, really easily, getting those turrets. But Arashi, I want to ask you, it was like 2k gold lead for Bigatron Alpha. What do you think made Geek Fam so comfortable, so confident in that team fight? They want to go for it every time.
The fact that there's no flank potential, there's no pickoff enabled by the chip, and the fact that they have a Luo Yi and a Moskov, that is a lot of damage. Let's take a look at the replay presented by our official tournament smartphone, the Samsung Galaxy series. It began with this play onto Beloiski, but it's a roamer. And in the meantime, look at Iman. He wasn't hit at all here. It's all residual damage from Chidera, and there comes the flank. We talked about flanking being a big portion of the success here. For Bigatron, they are the ones being flanked instead. And having a carry, having Iman there, matching up against Luke on the Masha, we're seeing again that this Masha is so oppressive. Really has one BOD. We'll have to see if he really has the other. He went for the Malefic Roar even. He's trying to shred down everyone. It's not just the squishies, man. Even the tankier members like Super Ken were deleted earlier.
Powerful Mai.
Yep.
Two big items.
For sure.
Massive items.
Massive.
Goni would say intense items.
Oh, it's a weird word to use.
It's classic Goni.
Okay, but right now, a trouble from Bigatron Alpha's composition, especially, I think one of the most underrated part of Moskov is the fact that that penetration from the basic attack, that it's not really offered from Eman. He's like a one-target hero as a carry, and you get man-to-man by Mai? Like, what are you supposed to do at a time?
It's tough, man. You have to rely on the Winter Nature timing, but Chidera has a Winter Nature as well. Cerezo's got to respect this. Beloy has the flicker, and is already posturing up. Meanwhile, Key in the bottom lane just trying to get that map pressure. They do have that still, technically. But Geek Fam can technically also parallel and mirror that map pressure play with a Spear of Destruction and Loyi. Key jumps in now with a shortcut place down as well. They go on to Ray, but Moreno is going to be caught under clap used up, and Iman secures the Lord. Now Divine Judgment to lock Key down with Bigatron Alpha. They still want to fight this. Key with Immortality pop. Luke picks up the kill. The portal's still there. The diversion into the back line, and Cerezo's going to be melted down. But they're able to pick up the portal, and Iman is left alone, all alone in the mid lane. He has been isolated, and now Luke on the Masha assassinates him.
Once again, the overextension, they definitely overstaying their welcome. They knew that Key can be safe. Why are they staying?
They're just forced to do so, and Luke goes in immediately.
So with one more HP bar, Moreno gets a Terrifier diversion as well. Geek Fam are dealing with the Lord, and this Lord advantage might as well be Geek Fam's.
Extra gold, I'll take it.
It's great for Bigatron to take that Lord out of the picture. So now during these precious seconds without a neutral objective that Geek Fam can just play around. This is where Bigatron can be a bit creative, but without turrets left right now, technically, they're always wondering when that next diversion is gonna show up. Trying to go for some farm as of right now, but this is a big problem. It almost seems like Chidera on the Moskov is out-damaging Eman.
Yep.
Not just in the AoE department, but even in the single target department. Even though technically on paper, they are at the same item power spike point, Chidera is just getting a lot more value from the Moskov. Again, we talked about flexibility in the roaming position. In the gold is the same exact situation. Although for Super Ken, he went for the Sky Guardian helmet that helps him whenever they are just dancing around the Lord to take some of that chip damage, some of that poke to back off. But now with the Lightning Truncheon, I think a boy is intending to go for something massive here. If he can go and land a combo onto Eman, that will be a lot of damage that he cannot ignore, and he has no protection from. Only the Rose Gold Meteor now.
Oh my goodness. Sort of the bush now, and all out fight, able to find a divine judgment.
Oh my God!
The damage overloads Bigatron Alpha. The system is offline. The Geeks have decoded the robots.
That was 0-100. What an escalation right now. They're forced to make a Hail Mary play here.
What? Eman goes in onto a boy, not even able to find it. Now Key as well, with a desperate attempt at an assassination. The shortcut does nothing, but it will bring Geek Fam into that shortcut to take game 1.
Geek Fam are battle tested. It doesn't matter if they hold their early game so dominant. Bigatron Alpha